Merci à tous ceux qui se joignent à nous aujourd'hui. Que vous soyez des parents, des enfants, des éducateurs ou des étudiants, on continue de travailler avec vous pour bâtir un meilleur avenir pour les gens de Terre-Neuve et Labrador et pour tous les Canadiens. Earlier today, we had a very productive meeting with Premier Fury. We talked about recovery from this pandemic, which includes, of course, building a cleaner future and creating good middle-class jobs. I mean, I have to highlight that even as we struggle sometimes with political conversations around whether it's the economy or the environment, Andrew, like me, has understood from the very beginning that the only path forward for a stronger economy and for better jobs for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians is to also step up in our fight against climate change and in our investments in protecting the environment. And that's exactly why it's been such a pleasure to work with you. But I do have to highlight that for an oil-producing province like Newfoundland and Labrador, to recognize unanimously in your House of Assembly how important it is to move towards a net zero future speaks well, not just of all your elected representatives, but indeed all Newfoundlanders and Labradorians who understand the path that we can take to build a better future for everyone. So it's an incredible pleasure to talk with you about that, but also dig in a little more deeply to the province's particular and unique situations and bring forward particular and unique solutions. First off, let's start with the financial restructuring of Muskrat Falls and the Lower Churchill Projects. Our government is committed and has been committed a long time to working with Newfoundland and Labrador to make sure people in the Atlantic region have a reliable, long-term, clean source of energy. This province has a lot of hydroelectricity potential, and the projects are part of our plan to reduce emissions in Canada and fight climate change. So on that front today, I can announce that we've reached an agreement in principle in which the federal government will provide $2 billion to help the projects remain on stable financial footing. That's $1 billion as an investment in the province's portion of the Labrador Island Link and $1 billion as a loan for the Muskrat Falls and Labrador transmission assets. Secondly, and on a separate track, the federal government is prepared to commit to annual transfers that would be equivalent to the value of Canada's net revenue from the Hibernia offshore project. With revenue estimated to be around As all Newfoundlanders and Labradorians know, this has been a conversation that has been going on for many, many years between provincial government and federal governments on the issue of Hibernia, and we are very, very pleased to be able to come to this groundbreaking, forward-looking agreement for decades to come. With revenue estimated to be around $3.2 billion over the remainder of its life, these transfers will ensure that Newfoundlanders and Labradorians are the beneficiaries of this project and that the province has what it needs to support the people who live and work here. When it comes to building a better future for everyone, one of our top priorities is to be there for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. It's a promise I made a long time ago to all of you, and it's one we continue to stand by as we work forward together. Of course, another promise that we made, not just in the beginning of this pandemic, but from the beginning of my time in politics, is that we would be there for families. And we consistently have, whether it's with the CCB, with investments to support kids, and we're going to continue to make life more affordable and easier for families. On le sait, la pandémie a été difficile pour les familles, particulièrement pour les mères, qui ont dû trop souvent choisir entre leur enfant et leur carrière durant la dernière année et demie. Plus que jamais, c'est le moment de rebâtir en mieux pour s'assurer que tout le monde ait une chance de réussir et de s'épanouir. Here at the College of the North Atlantic, I had the chance to speak with parents as well as students in the early childhood education program. You all know that high-quality, affordable childcare is a necessity, and that's also why we're here today. In April, we laid out our plan to build the first ever Canada-wide early learning and childcare system in Budget 2021. And this afternoon, we're taking yet another step to make that a reality. I can announce that we've reached an agreement with Newfoundland and Labrador to make childcare more accessible and more affordable for parents here in this province. If you're a family with young children, or if you're planning to have kids, here's what this agreement will mean for you. As early as 2023, the average fees for children under 6 in a regulated daycare will drop from $25 a day to $10 a day. In other words, you could be soon spending less than half of what you're paying now. And within 5 years, almost 6,000 new spaces will be created. As part of the agreement, a new full-day, year-round pre-kindergarten program for 4-year-olds will also start rolling out in 2023. For parents, this agreement is huge, and it represents real change for hard-working families. More affordable childcare will help save hundreds of dollars every month to families right across the province. It'll allow more women to build careers knowing that their children are in good hands with great educators and providers, and with quality childcare, it will ensure that all kids get the best possible support in life. As I mentioned earlier, I know that many of you here today are studying to become educators, or you're already working as educators. When I spent time in front of the classroom as a teacher, even if my students were a bit older than 6, I remember how rewarding it was to accompany young people on their learning journey. As educators, you get to make a difference every single day. Your work is valuable, and our government will always be here to support you. So today's agreement will create good, well-paying jobs and greater opportunities for professional development to grow a strong, skilled workforce for early childhood educators. Because supporting the recruitment and retention of qualified childcare workers will be key to the long-lasting success of this plan. Depuis le début de cette pandémie, on a eu à relever plusieurs défis et on a vu à quel point on est capable d'arriver à des résultats concrets quand on travaille ensemble. Et c'est dans cet esprit de collaboration qu'on veut bâtir un avenir encore meilleur. Avant de terminer, je veux remercier encore une fois le Premier ministre Fury pour son leadership sur ces différents dossiers. Andrew, I've known for a long time just how committed you are personally to building a better and cleaner future for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians, and it's been a joy these past many months to work alongside you and your extraordinary team as we've gotten things done. Thank you for your collaboration, and mostly, thank you for your leadership as I continue to look forward to working with you and your team as true partners, not just for the future of Newfoundland and Labrador, but for the future of the entire country. Because together, we will build a future where everyone has a real and fair chance at success. Merci beaucoup, mes amis. Merci, Andrew.